Hi, my name is Beer, and this time I present to you Moonlight Blade, a AAA new free MMORPG available on Android, iOS and PC, where you will be exploring fantasy world made in traditional Chinese style. You can find the link to this game in the description and in a pinned comment below. Although the game developers are my partners, I was still granted full freedom of expression. This is an honest review, everything is my own thoughts, and of course my deadbeat humor and even some movie recommendations await you here. So let's start with character creation. Here you can choose from 6 classes, such as Swordsman, Fairy, Guardian, Enchanter, Beggar and Flutist. All the classes are available to play as a girl, woman or a man, except a fairy. Yeah, no male fairies for you this time, my friend. I know you are disappointed, but life is not fair, and it never was. You know for whom life is fair? For fairies. Okay, I will let myself out. So I decided to play this game as a swordsman, as a swordswoman to be exact, because why not? I have never in my life created a woman character, so I decided to break out of my shell and show some diversity to the world. You know, being conservative and stubborn is quite boring. So here you can choose from many different beautiful faces, and I was quite sure that this will be it. You know, when the game offers you like zillion pre-made characters, you usually have to choose one and that's it. But no, this is not the case with Moonlight Blade, so I was kinda surprised when I got a zillion options to transform this beautiful face into an even more beautiful one. So I let my imagination go wild a little and created some incredibly handsome specimens. Yeah, I took my time perfecting my character, making it, you know, to stand out of the crowd, to say the least. Although later I decided that this exotic beauty may not be for me after all, and remade my swordswoman back to, let's say, back to casual, not that impressive beauty. There are a bunch of options to enhance your character in many ways. You can even choose the back screen, so I chose mine to always be rainy. That infuses my character with sadness, and a sad character is always more powerful. That is a fact, along with the fact that potato salad is more powerful than any other salad. So the first thing I have noticed that the game is extremely story heavy. Developers probably hired a bunch of writers to make all of this happen. You know, I played a bunch of MMORPGs during my YouTuber's career, and Moonlight Blade still surprised me with the amount of dialogues, choices you can make and story to follow. I won't spoil you the plot, but in general the game consists of a main story and simple side quests where you do side jobs. But I didn't notice fetch quests, to be fair, so that is a good sign. You know,
Mr. Coldbeer, please go to the other side of the map and bring me my rock.
nothing like that. Even if there is something similar, the game will always give you the backstory and the importance of the work, so the efforts won't feel useless. And with all those dialogues, most of the time comes beautiful cutscenes. Like, what are these high standards? They could just thank you for killing some crime mogul, give you a new hat and ask you to do something else. But no, they created whole cutscenes where people are dancing, playing music, riding horses and so on. The best thing for impatient players is that all of these cutscenes and all of the dialogues are skippable. I wasn't doing that because I wanted to actually feel the flow of the story. But in general, you can just steamroll past everything and be clueless about your surroundings if you want. I don't recommend that because the effort in making the game interesting is huge and the stories are really interesting. So basically, if you ever saw the movie Hidden Dragon and Crouching Tiger or House of Flying Daggers, the world of Moonlight Blade is similar. If you haven't seen these movies, I strongly recommend it. Also Hero as well. Fantastic films. For me, these are the pinnacle of Chinese movie making. That means that here you can fly a bit, jump high or run on the branches of the trees. You know, the true warrior is weightless because his conscience is clean. Or something like that. I just totally invented this nonsense. Bad guys can also jump like that, so I guess something else is keeping them afloat. Maybe farts. Like this weightless dude who jumps at me out of the tree. I was actually scared when I saw his name because, you know, these guys can erase your memory in a second. But back then, in these fantasy times of ancient fantasy China, they made people forget things by, you know, by taking your head. Easier times, that's for sure. Now let's talk about the battles. At first, everything looks simple enough. I have my sword and I smash enemies left and right. But as the game unwraps during the time, it gives you more and more skills and various powers. They are easy to learn and it doesn't matter which device you use. The gameplay is fluid and simple. Various sword moves and area of effect skills are satisfying to unleash and they look beautiful as well. Anyway, as I've said, at first every battle is just for you to learn the basics, to get comfortable in your own skin. The health bar barely changes the shape at all. So I got used that I am overpowered sword combat goddess. You know, a few tricks and everyone dies. But later I was honestly positively surprised when the game started to demand a skill from me. I should have known that when it introduced a block function. Nothing good ever happens when the game is like,
Yeah, you know how to hack and slash, but now you can defend yourself as well.
but I don't wanna, I want to hack and slash some more without thinking about defense. You know how in horror games where you are all defenseless and you have to hide from a killer or monster all the time and suddenly you find a gun. Nothing makes you more unsafe in the game than the moment when it suddenly hands you a gun. You know that the alleged intention is that now you can defend yourself and feel safer than ever. But instead you know that you will need to use that gun at some moment. The hiding part, the good days are over. You have to prepare to meet the monster eye to eye. Nothing is calming about that, that's for sure. So here with the block function, I felt the same. I don't want to block, I want to hack and slash. I want to steamroll through this game like a boss. And now, a block? Seriously? What am I, a pro player of some kind? I'm kidding, of course, with a grain of salt. I know that if I would be only hacking and slashing all the time, that could become boring quite quickly. So since the block became available, my battles became harder and more interesting, because they could throw some bosses and stronger warriors at me. And these weren't an easy walk in the park anymore. I had to time my attacks, use my skills in the correct order, and occasionally use the blocks, because my health bar wasn't immune anymore, and I had no desire to die a horrible death and replay the battle from the beginning again. Also, straight face-to-face battles are not the only ones you will be fighting. Some missions will require you to make stealth attacks and stealth kills in order to be successful. That stirs the pot a bit. Anyway, the battles are fun, the game lets you stay the combat god or goddess all the time, just makes the things more interesting. Also, I wanted to speak about visuals a bit, since when mobile games are this beautiful? I remember just several years ago my phone was struggling to run a 3D Tetris, and now we have this? Well, there is one downside to it. If you want to play on the best graphics, your device may become unbearably hot, and the battery will drain down its juices way faster as well, depending on your device of course. So now it's the most important question: are there cats and dogs in this game? And you know what? There is. This wonderful cat and this happy dog will meet you there, and this husky on the loading screen. Just look at his majestic leg. And of course, you will get a horsey horse. Not immediately, but that will happen quite early in the game, so forget walking like a peasant. Riding is what you will do all the time. You will find some interesting minigames as well, like this one where you should make perfect timings to learn to play the instrument. It looked so easy at first and then got extremely hard in the end, but I managed to conquer the game like a boss. So as I've mentioned before, the game consists of main quests and side missions, and in those side missions you can relax a bit, hear a joke or two, and in this example follow a dog to get to the truth. What is it? I can't spoil for you. You should try the game yourself. You know, it's free, and the download link is in the description and in the first pinned comment down below. The game was presented for Western users just a few weeks ago, so you will be one of the first to join the epic battles, participate in the interesting story, and save the world from evil once and for all. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.